This is a small launcher program that I built to help me use the uBee512. uBee512 is a emulator for Microbee. I built this little launcher program so that next time I have a wave of nostalgia and I want to get back into my Microbee, usually to play my favorite game, I can just go here, click the disk that I'm going to load, mount it, and launch uBee. And moments later, I'll be back in the familiar world of Microbee without having to go up into the attic and drag out the hardware that I've got collected up there. uBee512 is the best way to experience the retro Microbee world because it runs right here on my over desktop PC, which is a huge advantage because it just saves all of those wires and cables and desktop space that gets used up. I love having hardware. It's just a large amount of commitment, a large amount of desk space for a very small amount of time that I'm typically going to use it for. But where I get lost is in the command line. It's got so much versatility. With all of that comes a lot of command line options. Basically, every time I come back to uBee512, I've been finding myself needing to go into the README, go looking for the instructions again to remind myself how to launch the thing. Then I've got to try to remember, where did I save my logs? Where did I save my disk files? So on and on I went, trying to remember. That's how this idea for this launcher started. Simply a way of reducing the friction for me to get into the emulator so that I could spend more time playing than trying to get the startup command correct. If you're not familiar with what uBee512 is, it's an emulator that runs inside your PC and allows you to experience what it was like to program and play games on computers in the early 1980s. An example there is what a basic program would look like. Here's the launcher a bit more up close. I've built this using Python and Tkinter. Idea is pretty simple. You tell the launcher where the executable file is using this find button here. You can navigate to your uBee directory and you direct it to the root directory where all of your disks and ROMs are located below. You do the same for the library and click scan. And then all of your disk images, tape files, auto-populate over here in the library. You can select the disks that you want to mount. For example, if you want to mount the boot disk to drive A, and then you can mount a drive B, drive C, and drive D. Click on Launch uBee512, and the launcher will build a launch command for you. So you don't have to remember the command line arguments for the setup that you want to launch. I also included printer options in here so that you can turn the printer on and you can print in alt text or ASCII mode. Under the advanced mode option here, there is a syncing outputs section which allows you to read and write from the disk images. So if you want to transfer files on and off the disk images, you can do that here. I just want to say here that there's nothing in this launcher that I've actually added. to uBee512. uBee512 had all of the tools, such as CPM tools, the printer functionality. All of that is built into the emulator. CPM tools has been adjusted to be able to read and write the Microbee images natively. This is all the work I've seen super capable
people.
But all I've done is tried to make my experience of using it have a little bit less friction. I have a lot of different things going all of the time. I can be working on something now and I can put it down, and before I know it, come back and it's months later. Then I'm trying to remember where I left off. If you want to boot a different model, you can select it from the menu over here, or attach that argument to the launch command. When you launch uBee512, then you'll see your emulator launches in that mode. I'm going to go ahead and pick one that works, which is the 512. Okay, so this is the 512 on the front version. I can easily change that to the premium 512, and that will be the color version.
You can see here the uBee512 launcher running in Windows. This time I'm running uBee512 from a memory stick. Here I've entered the location of the executable file on the memory stick here and the search route here, and now I'll click scan files. You can see the disk images, tape files and ROMs loaded up automatically here. I'm going to go ahead and select a disk, ROM and a model. Now I'm launching uBee512. I forgot to click mount there, so I'm just going to redo that. So I click the disk, click mount, and then launch uBee512. You can see there that uBee has launched. Now I can play my favorite game of all time, which is of course Merlin. Just to be clear, this launcher doesn't include uBee512, any ROMs or any disks. Those you have to obtain legally on your own, and a fantastic resource that you can get a lot of help around that is the Microbee Software Preservation Project and the Microbee Technology Forum. And I'll put a link to that down there, because without the feedback of people at the Microbee Technology Forum, this project wouldn't have gotten anywhere near as polished as what it is. Even though this is absolutely a minimum viable product right now and still has a lot of work left to be done, it wouldn't have got this far without the input and feedback of members of that forum. The reason why I use Python and Tkinter to build this launcher tool is because it's practical and it's something that's proven across platforms. I've used on Windows and Linux machines. I've used it on Raspberry Pi projects. For me, it was a known quantity. It might not necessarily be the most glamorous. It's just useful and simple. Sometimes simple is just all that you need. At this point, I do have a minimum viable product. There is a Linux, Mac, and Windows release. They are, as I said, minimum viable product. There is still feedback that I've received from users that I will be implementing, but I feel like The base version is there now and it's ready for people to try. When I first posted about this on the Microbee forum, I really expected to receive about 1 or 2 people maybe that were interested. And what I got was quite a number more. People have been very interested, very positive, and very helpful. That's one of the things I really like about the retro computing communities. Anyway, the project is there on GitHub. I'll put a link there for you. And if you use uBee512, I'd love for you to try out the launcher. Let me know what you find, what system you're using, what Microbee you're trying to launch, what goes wrong. If it does work, I'd love to know that as well. One of the things I really like about this type of project is it's a mix of old technology. There's also a modern mix in there as well. I've really learned a number of things. I've really pushed my Python and Tkinter to another level. I've learned a lot more about the uBee512 emulator that I didn't know before, which is something I've really enjoyed. One of the key things I learned was about GitHub. Having never used it before, I now have 3 projects up on GitHub, and I intend to move more projects onto GitHub as time goes on. For any of my videos that revolve around coding, scripts, and that sort of thing, I'll be moving the support materials of those onto GitHub. Keep your eye out for that. The other thing that's in the middle of all of this is the engineering thinking, where I found out what's a pain point for me and try to reduce the friction. In this case, how can I combat my forgetfulness so that I can enjoy my retro gaming experience more frequently? As a result of that, built this little Tkinter launcher. That's the main purpose behind the Engineer and Machine channel, to appreciate anywhere that engineering has come along to reduce friction and improve an experience for people using a system. And especially, it's about keeping old technology alive. So even though this is a small project, it's right smack bang where I love. Old technology, new tools, and practical engineering. That's enough talking from me. Until next time, see you later.